Hello, I'm Michelle Sadler. I'm a Chilean medical anthropologist, and in this video I'm speaking on behalf of my colleagues Belén Castrillo, Paola Cecia, and Gabriela Arguedas, all researchers on childbirth care models in Latin America. In this discussion panel, we're interested in sharing the history of the debate on reproductive rights violations and gender violence in childbirth, which dates to the 80s. A strong activist movement framed the discussion first under the concept of the humanization of birth, which gradually shifted to an explicit mention of abuses and of violence. In 2007, the term obstetric violence was coined in Venezuela, and since then its use has expanded worldwide. The panel aims to describe the emergence of this concept and discuss the approaches towards this category that have emerged from the socio-anthropology of childbirth in our region. We wish to propose ways of addressing the problem which take into consideration its structural components. We hope to enjoy our panel and see you soon. Hola, mi nombre es Michelle Sadler, soy una antropóloga médica chilena. En este video les hablo en representación también de mis colegas Belén Castrillo, Paola Cecia y Gabriela Arguedas, todas investigadoras en Latinoamérica en torno a modelos de atención del nacimiento. En este panel nos interesa compartir la historia del debate que se ha dado en nuestra región en torno al tema de violaciones a los derechos reproductivos y violencia de género en la atención del parto, que data de la década de los 80. Fue un fuerte movimiento activista el que enmarcó la discusión primero bajo el concepto de humanización del nacimiento, que al pasar de los años fue tomando un cariz más explícitamente de abusos y de violencia. En el 2007 se acuñó el concepto de violencia obstétrica en Venezuela. Desde entonces su uso se ha expandido a nivel mundial. El panel tiene como objetivo describir el surgimiento de este concepto, discutir los enfoques en uso hacia esta categoría, que han surgido de la socioantropología de la región, del parto específicamente en nuestra región. Nos interesa proponer formas que aborden el problema tomando en cuenta sus componentes estructurales. Así que esperamos que disfruten del panel y nos vemos pronto.
Hi, I am Rosita Gabbianelli, full professor of biochemistry at University of Camerino, Italy. I teach molecular biology, nutrigenomics and biochemistry at the Jilin Agricultural University. My team of research works on nutrigenomics. Our interest is focalized on the impact of food contaminants during early life and their effect on neuronal development. Moreover, we are interested in new biomarkers, particularly nuclear and mitochondrial biomarkers that can predict non-communicable diseases and particularly cardiovascular disease.
Hola a todos y a todas, soy Pía Rodríguez Garrido, matrona de profesión, doctora en Enfermería y Salud por la Universidad de Barcelona. Les hago este video para presentarles brevemente lo que será mi ponencia en el Congreso titulada Geografías para un buen nacer, reflexiones situadas sobre maternidades, nacimientos y cuidados. A lo largo de mi trayectoria como docente, académica e investigadora me he vinculado a las nociones teóricas de maternidad y nacimiento desde distintas disciplinas, tomando elementos de las perspectivas feministas, de la sociología, de la antropología y de la filosofía. Es por eso que en esta ponencia les comentaré algunas conclusiones y reflexiones a las que he podido llegar en este camino, en esta trayectoria. Un abrazo, nos vemos.
Hello, my name is Mitokranaki from Greece. I studied architecture in Thessaloniki, Greece, and in London in the UK, and worked several years as an architect. When I became a mother, my priorities changed. In the last 20 years, I have been combining my technical knowledge on space and architecture with research in the perinatal field regarding women's experiences from hospital and home births and their effects on their maternal subjectivities. My last project concerns women with disabilities, since I'm a disabled person myself due to multiple sclerosis, and their own experiences regarding birth care and the spaces of birth in the hospital and at home. This is the research I will be presenting at the conference. Thank you.
I've been a pioneer in prenatal psychology since I had a practice in Beverly Hills in 1970. And that's where I was gifted with the discovery that when a mother has a trauma during her pregnancy, her child is born with that trauma.
Hello, my name is Astrid Zaragoza and I'm a mother of two. I was starting my career with music therapy and the non-verbal communication. Through that, my focus came quickly in the area of pregnancy and childbirth. So the experience of working with women, recalling their birth experience traumatic, even as those were happening long years in the past, I realized that the most powerful to do for our societies is to support young families. Since then, I was studying, training, and developing to get more effective mastery. I developed the PIN Birth Care Talks, which in German I call the PIN Geburtsnachsorgegespräche, from my trauma training, especially from TIR. That's a method called Traumatic Incident Reduction. As well, I got a Master of Science in Psychotraumatology and Stress Management. And I'm training people to support families after difficult birth experiences. I want to grow that network and show, with the support of many families filling in the PIN questionnaires about pregnancy, stillbirth, and birth, that a support system really needs to be established. By the way, PIN stands for Prevention and Intensive Care, and you find more information as well about my upcoming book, Mit Sicherheit gebären, or in English, Birthing with Security, and my music on the website. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sheriona Menzum-Sills, and I am a somatic prenatal and birth therapist, as well as a biodynamic craniosacral therapist and a somatic movement teacher. In particular, I teach a mindful movement practice called Continuum, which takes us into embryological states, fluid embryological states. And one of my passions is embryology, which I came to as part of my studies in pre and perinatal psychology. I was introduced to the field of pre and perinatal psychology in the early 90s as part of my my master's degree in somatic psychotherapy, dance movement psychotherapy. And I fell in love with the field. I was so drawn to it, I think because I needed to get involved with it for my own healing, but it drew me into actually doing a doctoral program, which wasn't so easy in those days because they didn't exist. Unfortunately, they still don't exist. But it led me to teaching at the Santa Barbara Graduate Institute, which was opening just around the time I was finishing. I actually did my PhD in a program where you developed your own program. So that worked out. And after many years of being a therapist, with primarily my focus being prenatal and birth therapy, I have a strong focus these days on supervision and mentoring, writing, because I really feel it's important to spread the word, and teaching. I have a training for practitioners of all kinds in pre and perinatal therapy to support recognizing and meeting this early material when it arises, understanding and addressing the profound effects the very earliest moments in our lives have on us. So I'd love to talk with you more, or to be with you in this exploration. I also offer small womb surround process workshops for people, for anyone really, to do their own work, and find it very powerful. So perhaps we'll meet again My website is birthingyourlife.org. And thank you.
Hi, Carlton Terry. It was wonderful back when we could work in direct contact with babies. But it's a different world now, and this world needs to be coaxed onto a more compassionate path. I started thinking about social media, millennial parents, and parents to be new people who are not here yet, and I realized how germane it is to foster mainstream pre and perinatal awareness without activating little earthquakes. The birth mask process is interactive with parents at the controls, organized on Zoom and managed by our social brains. Parents help diagram their baby's birth mask, and compassion swells as the story unfolds. They get to see their baby as a vulnerable, heroic aspect of the divine, and with luck, the escalated compassion will endure.